$6.6 billion spent by users in 2023 alone, more than the combined salaries of the NBA, the NHL, Major League Baseball.
These women made OnlyFans famous, but this man makes more money than all of them combined.
OnlyFans, OnlyFans.
How did OnlyFans go from a failing startup that nobody wanted to use to a platform worth billions of dollars that changed the entire creator economy? OnlyFans' rise is a wild story, but this video is also a journey through the creator revolution, the celebrity scandal that almost destroyed everything, the ban that lasted 6 days, and the invisible billionaire nobody talks about. And trust me, this story gets insane. Welcome to the insane truth about OnlyFans. While you sleep, while you eat, one man makes $1.9 million per day from OnlyFans every single day. His name is Leonid Radvinsky, and you have probably never even heard of him. But the real story is not about Leonid. The real story is about the man who sold OnlyFans to him for almost nothing. His name is Tim Stokely. He almost destroyed everything. The platform that made billions from sex workers was kicking them out. Users demanded refunds. Competitors circled like sharks. Tim Stokely had 6 days to reverse the decision or watch his billion-dollar empire collapse. This is the insane story of how OnlyFans went from a £10,000 gamble to an $8 billion empire. November 2016. Tim Stokely walked into his father's house in Essex, England, and asked for £10,000. He had already failed at multiple businesses. His father, Guy Stokely, was a retired investment banker who had bailed Tim out before. Guy looked at his son and said the words that would change everything. Tim, this is going to be the last one. £10,000. That was it. No more bailouts. Tim had one shot to make this work. You see, Tim had experience in the adult industry. He previously created websites called Glam Worship and Customs for You. Both were platforms where performers could sell custom content to customers. The websites made some money, but never really took off. But Tim had been watching a new trend emerge. Platforms like Patreon were proving that people would pay monthly subscriptions for exclusive content from creators they liked. Instagram was showing that influencers had massive followings, but no way to directly monetize them. And the adult industry had no good options.
The business model of being naked online was fairly broken.
TubeSide was stealing content. Performers made almost nothing. Tim saw an opportunity. What if he built a subscription platform specifically designed for performers to monetize their existing audiences? Not a pornography site, a monetization tool.
And so the original intent is it was to decentralize social media.
Creators would keep 80% of everything they earned. The platform would take just 20%. He called it OnlyFans.
So if you think about it, you're like, okay, I can come on to OnlyFans. So I really love to bake. I'm going to be able to upload recipes, be able to show people how I do things, but it's behind a paywall.
It was social media, but like behind a paywall.
The concept is really smart if you think about it. But what OnlyFans has and allows is this thing called not safe for work content.
Tim ran the business like a family operation. His brother Thomas became Chief Operating Officer. His father Guy took over as Head of Finance. They rented a small office in London and got to work. Initially, OnlyFans banned all explicit content. Tim wanted to attract musicians, fitness trainers, chefs, and mainstream influencers. But nobody cared. The platform was struggling. Barely anyone signed up. Then, in 2017, Tim made the decision that would define OnlyFans forever. He lifted the ban on pornography. Within months, adult performers discovered the platform. They loved it.
80 to 98% of all content now on OnlyFans is not safe for work content.
OnlyFans has really democratized who can be a porn star and who can monetize off of their sexuality.
Finally, a platform that paid them fairly and let them work independently.
First month on OnlyFans, I made 87 grand. It blew my mind.
OnlyFans opened up a whole new way for this sort of emerging class of content creators to charge their most passionate fans for things.
While traditional entertainment sells distraction, OnlyFans has perfected the monetization of being seen. Personalized intimacy, even in its most manufactured form, is now more valuable than almost any form of entertainment we produce.
Sex workers became the foundation of OnlyFans. They were the ones who built the platform from nothing. But OnlyFans was still bleeding money. Despite growing creator numbers, the platform was not profitable. Tim needed help. He needed someone with experience in the adult industry, someone with connections, someone with deep pockets. The man behind the empire. Leonid Radvinsky was born in Odessa, Ukraine. His family emigrated to Chicago when he was a child. He studied economics at Northwestern University. After graduating in 2002, he became a computer programmer, and in 2004, he founded a website that would make him very, very rich. My Free Cams. It was an adult webcam site where performers could broadcast live shows and viewers could tip them. The model was brilliant. Performers loved it because they kept most of the money. Viewers loved it because they could interact directly with performers.
It's this, I can communicate with you, building relationships. That girl that I follow on Instagram, I can have a friendship with her. I can talk to her, she knows me. Dang, and I can ask her to do anything. I think that that's what the draw to OnlyFans is. It's this curiosity piece.
Leonid became wealthy, very wealthy. But by 2018, My Free Cams was dying. Competition had increased. The market had changed. Leonid needed a new opportunity. That same year, Tim Stokely and his father were looking for investment. OnlyFans was growing, but needed capital to scale properly. Leonid saw potential. He understood the adult industry, and most importantly, he had cash. In 2018, Leonid Radvinsky bought 75% of OnlyFans for an undisclosed amount. Rumors suggest he paid around $30 million. If that is true, it might be the greatest investment of all time, because within just 3 years, OnlyFans would be worth billions. The Stokely family stayed on to run the platform. Tim remained CEO, but Leonid was now the majority owner, and he had big plans. March 2020, the world went into lockdown. Millions lost their jobs. Entire industries collapsed overnight. But for OnlyFans, the pandemic was rocket fuel.
Why would it have blown up during lockdown?
Suddenly, everyone was home. Everyone needed money. Everyone was online. OnlyFans exploded.
People pay good money for this stuff.
$6.6 billion spent by users in 2023 alone, and the growth is outpacing Instagram and TikTok's early years.
Dancers who lost work at clubs joined OnlyFans. Models who lost photo shoot jobs joined OnlyFans. Regular people who lost their income joined OnlyFans.
I rely on OnlyFans for over 50% of my income right now.
There are people who earn eye-wateringly large sums, there are people who earn a little bit, and there are people who are in between.
By March 2021, OnlyFans had 120 million users, and creators were earning $3 billion per year. The platform was paying out over $200 million per month.
Reality is the average wage of an OnlyFans creator is $180 a month.
But here is where things get really interesting. Remember when we said one man makes $700 million per year from OnlyFans? That man is Leonid Radvinsky. Between 2021 and 2024, Leonid paid himself over $1.4 billion in dividends. Let me repeat that, $1.4 billion. He owns OnlyFans, so when the platform makes profit, he keeps it.
Yes, OnlyFans takes a percentage, and then other people you work with take a percentage off of it, because you can't do it by yourself.
In 2024 alone, Leonid received $703 million. He rarely gives interviews. He avoids publicity. He is a ghost. But he is one of the richest people on earth. Tim Stokely, the founder who risked everything with his father's £10,000 loan, also got rich. His net worth reached $120 million by 2021. Not bad for a guy whose dad said this was the last chance. But compared to Leonid, Tim was a small player. But then, in August 2020, something happened that almost destroyed everything. A celebrity joined OnlyFans.
Excuse me, I have an announcement.
Her name is Bella Thorne, former Disney Channel star.
Former Disney star is OnlyFans official.
Within 24 hours, she made $1 million. Within 1 week, she made $2 million. It was a record. The media went crazy. OnlyFans was suddenly front-page news, and that attention brought a problem nobody expected.
It's pretty incredible that Bella Thorne came in and f***ed up the entire platform.
You see, Bella Thorne told her subscribers she would post nude photos for $200. Fans paid the money, but when they received the content, it was not nudes. It was just lingerie photos. The same kind of content she posted for free on Instagram. Subscribers were furious. Thousands demanded refunds. OnlyFans had to process massive chargebacks.
You know what I mean? Like, you gotta deliver on $2 million. She didn't even show her titties.
OnlyFans panicked and changed the rules. They capped pay-per-view messages at $50. They capped tips at $100. And they extended payout times from 7 days to 30 days. Sex workers were devastated. Many relied on expensive custom videos and large tips to pay rent. Bella Thorne had just destroyed their income overnight. Sex workers called Bella a tourist. They said she was gentrifying their platform. They said she exploited sex work for fame without facing any of the stigma they dealt with daily. Bella apologized on Twitter. She said she wanted to normalize sex work and remove stigma, but nobody believed her.
And if you really cared, you would have donated it to charity. And then nobody would be angry.
The whole industry is a scam. The whole industry is a cheat. It's all it is. You're selling fake love, fake dreams. It's just all a fucking scam.
The damage was done, and it got worse because 1 year later, in August 2021, OnlyFans announced something unthinkable. OnlyFans sent out a press release. Starting October 1st, the platform would ban all sexually explicit content. Nudity would still be allowed in some cases, but pornography would be gone. The announcement was shocking. Sex workers had built OnlyFans. They were 90% of the content, and now OnlyFans was kicking them out. CEO Tim Stokely blamed banks.
Financial institutions in general are wary of being in business with adult content.
He told the Financial Times that BNY Mellon had flagged and rejected every transaction from OnlyFans. JP Morgan Chase withdrew support. Metrobank had already pulled out in 2019. Without banking partners, OnlyFans could not process payments. They had no choice. But creators did not care about bank problems. They cared about survival. Thousands announced they were leaving OnlyFans immediately. Competitors like Fansly saw massive signups. The media called it the death of OnlyFans. Wall Street analysts said the platform would lose 90% of its value overnight. Tim Stokely and Leonid Radvinsky watched their billion-dollar empire burn. Behind closed doors, panic, emergency meetings, frantic phone calls. OnlyFans had 6 days before the ban took effect. They needed to fix this fast. Leonid Radvinsky made some calls. He had connections in the financial world from his MyFreeCams days. He knew how to negotiate with payment processors, and he knew OnlyFans was worth too much to let it die. August 25th, 2021. Just 6 days after the ban announcement, OnlyFans reversed the decision. Adult content would remain.
The subscription website OnlyFans is reversing a decision to drop X-rated content. It comes after backlash from users and creators.
The crisis was over. OnlyFans claimed they had secured the necessary assurances from banks to continue operating. They never explained what those assurances were. They never revealed what changed. To this day, nobody knows exactly how they fixed it, but they did. Creators came back. Users stayed. OnlyFans survived. Today, Leonid Radvinsky is worth an estimated $7.8 billion. He owns a venture capital fund called Leo that invests in tech companies. He donated $5 million to Ukraine relief in 2022. He supports cancer research charities, but he stays out of the spotlight. Most people could walk past him on the street and have no idea who he is. Meanwhile, Tim Stokely stepped down as CEO in December 2021. He sold all his remaining shares and left OnlyFans completely. In 2025, he launched a new platform called Subs, trying to recreate his OnlyFans success. OnlyFans is now run by CEO Kylie Blair, a former privacy lawyer. She is trying to expand beyond adult content into fitness, cooking, and mainstream creators. But here is the truth. OnlyFans will always be known for one thing.
OnlyFans keeps trying to be something more than a porn site, but it has thus far failed to shed that label.
And that one thing makes over $6.6 billion per year. In 2024, OnlyFans had 4 million registered creators and 370 million registered users,
which is a little bit more than the population of the United States.
Creators earned an average of $1,300 per year. Some made millions.
The business as it is makes so much money, it's very sustainable and probably will continue to be for the foreseeable future.
Before OnlyFans, adult performers had no good options. They either worked for studios that exploited them or used tube sites that stole their content. OnlyFans gave them independence. They could work from home, set their own prices, keep 80% of everything. But OnlyFans also exposed something darker about the internet. Platforms built by marginalized communities always get gentrified. Sex workers built OnlyFans. They took the risk when nobody else would. They faced the stigma. They dealt with the judgment. And then celebrities showed up. Mainstream influencers showed up. Brands showed up. Everyone wanted a piece. And suddenly, the people who built it were being pushed aside. The Bella Thorne incident proved it. OnlyFans sided with the banks instead of the creators. And when the ban almost happened in 2021, it confirmed what sex workers always knew. They are tolerated as long as they are profitable. The moment they become a liability, they get thrown out. But here is what makes OnlyFans different from every other platform. They did not ban sex workers. They fought to keep them. Whether that was because Leonid Radvinsky understood the adult industry, or because he just wanted to protect his $1.9 million per day, we will never know. But OnlyFans survived when everyone said it would not. Today, OnlyFans is exploring a sale at an $8 billion valuation. Multiple companies want to buy it. But Leonid is in no rush. Why would he be? He makes $700 million per year. He is printing money. And as long as people want to pay for exclusive content from creators they love, that money will keep flowing. Tim walked away with $120 million. Not bad, but nowhere near what he could have had if he kept ownership. Leonid Radvinsky, he is now worth almost $8 billion. And he did it by understanding one simple truth. Sex sells. It always has. It always will. OnlyFans is a business empire built on human desire. The real question is not whether OnlyFans will succeed. The real question is who will benefit. Because right now, one man is taking home almost all the profit. If you want to understand how other platforms became billion-dollar empires, check out this video next, where we dive into how TikTok went from 0 to 3 billion downloads in just 4 years.